In the heart of Georgetown, a town veiled in the eerie hush of an endless night, stood the Exorcist house, a looming relic of ancient evil. Local legends whispered of its cursed halls, of the unspeakable horrors that lurked within its decaying walls. For a group of intrepid friends, these tales were nothing more than shadows in the flickering candlelight of campfire stories. Fueled by youthful curiosity and bravado, they ventured into the heart of darkness one fateful evening. As they crossed the threshold, a heavy silence fell upon them, punctuated only by the mournful creaking of floorboards beneath their tentative steps. Shadows danced like malevolent spirits, and the air was charged with an otherworldly energy. Unperturbed, they explored the house, their flashlights cutting through the impenetrable darkness that clung to every corner. At first, it seemed like any other abandoned house, its dilapidated state a testament to the passage of time. But as the night deepened, the house revealed its true nature. Objects began to move of their own accord, and faint whispers slithered through the air like serpents of the supernatural. Fear not at their resolve, but they clung to each other, finding strength in their unity. Time lost all meaning as the haunting escalated. Doors slammed shut with violent force, and ghostly apparitions materialized in the inky blackness, their eyes hollow voids of despair. Yet, the friends pressed on, their determination flickering like a stubborn flame against the encroaching darkness. In the dead of night, as the malevolent force reached its zenith, they found themselves cornered in a room that seemed to pulse with evil. The very walls seemed to close in around them, threatening to suffocate their bravery. But in that moment of paralyzing terror, a voice emerged from the darkness, a voice that belonged to none of them. It was a desperate plea for release, a soul long trapped in the clutches of the house's ancient curse. Driven by empathy and a newfound understanding, they rallied their courage. With trembling hands, they began to recite an incantation, a chant of liberation that reverberated through the house. The very foundation shook as the trapped spirit resisted, its anguished cries reverberating through the walls. But the friends persevered, their voices growing stronger with each verse. In a blinding flash of ethereal light, the malevolent force was banished, leaving the house in an eerie silence. Gasping for breath, the friends stumbled out into the cool embrace of the night, forever changed by their harrowing experience. They had not merely survived the horrifying Exorcist house, they had confronted its dark past and, in the process, set a tormented soul free. As they looked back at the now serene house, they knew that their bond, forged in the crucible of fear, would forever bind them together. And in the depths of the night, the Exorcist house stood silent, its secrets buried beneath layers of history and newfound peace. In the dim glow of the moonlight, Emma and Mark, seasoned paranormal investigators, stood before the foreboding silhouette of the Exorcist house. Armed with an arsenal of ghost-hunting equipment and unyielding determination, they embarked on a mission to confront the malevolent forces that had plagued the ancient dwelling for centuries. The night was thick with an ominous energy as they set up their cameras, EVP recorders, and various sensors, their breaths visible in the chilly air. The Exorcist house loomed over them, its dark windows resembling vacant eyes watching their every move. With nerves of steel, they entered, determined to unravel the mysteries within. Inside, the atmosphere was heavy with the weight of the past. Candles flickered in the drafty corridors, casting eerie shadows that seemed to dance to the rhythm of the house's ancient heartbeat. Emma and Mark pressed on, their senses heightened, and their focus unwavering. Almost immediately, the house came alive with supernatural activity. Objects levitated, propelled by unseen forces, and disembodied voices echoed through the halls, filling the investigators with a bone-chilling dread. Yet, they persisted, capturing every spine-tingling moment on their cameras, their resolve unshaken. As the night wore on, they delved deeper into the house's grim history, piecing together the fragments of a tragic tale that had bound a tormented soul to the dwelling. Armed with this knowledge, they devised a plan to confront the vengeful spirit and put an end to its suffering. With hearts pounding, they initiated a powerful exorcism ritual. Their voices resonated through the house, a beacon of light amidst the engulfing darkness. The air crackled with energy as the malevolent spirit resisted, its wrathful presence lashing out in a desperate attempt to maintain its hold on the house. But Emma and Mark stood their ground, their words infused with conviction and ancient wisdom. Slowly, the malevolent force began to weaken, its cries of anguish fading into the ether. In one final surge of ethereal energy, the spirit was expelled, leaving the Exorcist house in a state of eerie calm. Exhausted but victorious, Emma and Mark emerged from the house, their eyes reflecting a mixture of relief and awe. They had not merely survived the horrifying encounter, they had triumphed over the supernatural forces that had plagued the Exorcist house for centuries. As they left the haunted dwelling behind, they carried with them the knowledge that their expertise and courage had brought peace to a tortured soul and sanctuary to a house long oppressed by the shadows of the past.